Hi guys, welcome to Full Time Devils. I'm at Mckola just outside the National Stadium of Singapore with the beautiful backdrop of Singapore right behind me. Manchester United have beaten Inter Milan 1-0 thanks to Mason Greenwood's goal. He got a goal against Leeds. He's followed it up with a goal against Inter, and it was a fantastic goal as well. As the ball came across from Ashley Young with about 15 minutes to go, it wasn't cleared effectively enough. Mason Greenwood was on the back post. You're thinking he's going to smash it first time. This is a 17-year-old boy. He didn't smash it first time. He was composed, cool, calm, relaxed, pulled it back, took a shot and scored. It was a fantastic goal from the man. To show that kind of composure when bodies were flying all over the box is absolutely incredible. So hats off to Mason Greenwood. But before I talk about the rest of the game, I've got something to say that really pissed me off today. It's the only thing that's pissed me off since I've been here in Singapore. And it's the fact that some Manchester United fans jeered Ashley Young when he was on the pitch today, when he came on, when his name was announced, every time he touched the ball. And it really, really grinds my gears. Ashley Young is a Manchester United player. We need to be behind him. We need to support him. Whether me, whether you, whether anybody thinks he's not good enough for Manchester United is beyond the point. We need to back him. He's wearing a Manchester United shirt. We need to support him. It's a disgrace that he would be booed by fans, never mind his own fans. I just couldn't get my head around that today. And I know some of it was light-hearted. I know some of it was a little bit of a joke, but it is an absolute joke. You shouldn't be booing this guy. He's given a lot of his career to Manchester United. He's won things here at this club, and yes, he may not be a cup of tea. Yes, he may not be good enough to be starting for Manchester United, but he's a valuable member of the squad and he's an experienced player. And besides all of that, he doesn't deserve that. He deserves the backing of the fans. He deserves the backing of the support, and that was absolutely ridiculous today. That was the only thing that soured the day for me, because it's been an absolutely whirlwind day. From bumping into subscribers here, there and everywhere, to doing the fan cams just, to being at the game, to being in this great place. Everything has been perfect. Apart from that today, it really, really wound me up a little bit. But let's get back to the football and let's talk about the football. Today we saw something that was more like probably the team that will start against Chelsea in the first game of the season. You look at the front four. We had Anthony Martial on the left, Rashford on the left, Martial through the middle, Daniel James, and then in behind them, Jesse Lingard. Now, Martial and Rashford kept rotating, kept switching, and I like to see that. One of my favourite front fours for Manchester United involved Rooney, Ronaldo, Tevez, Berbatov, constantly rotating, constantly moving, constantly changing positions. And that's when Manchester United are at their best. That's when I think most football teams are at their best, when they can change positions and leave defenders thinking, what is absolutely going on? Of course, these players aren't nowhere near the level or quality of those players that I mentioned yet, but they are very good, and it was fantastic to see today from Rashford and Martial. I thought Martial was a lot better with his intensity, with his runnings. I think he's one player out of that front four that really needs to, let the penny drop in terms of his pressing. We saw with Jesse Lingard, and I think he'll be key to that pressing kind of thing, because in the number 10, we can play Juan Mata. Juan Mata hasn't got the legs to press consistently and really quickly. Angel Gomez he hasn't got the experience, so to expect him to be starting week in, week out. And I think Jesse Lingard was great in that role today in terms of constantly pressing, constantly moving, and it was great to see from them. Daniel James had another busy game. He was getting fouled left, right and centre. He could have done better. He probably should have scored as well. Anthony Martial could have scored in the first half too. When there was a great move down the left-hand side between Martial, Rashford and Shaw, he gets in on the box. And unfortunately, the keeper saved it as he come out and smothered the opportunity. It was 0-0 at half-time. And then 60 minutes comes and we get them wholesale changes from the team. At one point, though, when Lindelof was on and he went off earlier before those substitutions, and that's a problem for us. That's why we want to see a centre half come in. That's why we want to see Maguire come in. Every time Bailly or Lindelof go down, we think, oh dear. Every time Jones goes down, we think, oh dear, it's another long-term injury, and we don't want to see that. We need a reliable centre-half in there alongside Lindelof, alongside Bailly. And if Maguire can be that man, absolutely fantastic. Whether it'll be worth the money that we spend on him is another story. But we need quality in that defence. That's one position. One position as well, Matic's role. I don't think he was particularly bad today. This isn't a criticism of him. And he was involved in a great breakaway as well in terms of bringing the ball out of play. But we need a fresher player in there, and we need someone that can start. I don't mind Matic coming in off the bench or being used in certain games, but I feel like we need another option alongside Paul Pogba in that midfield. Paul Pogba was majestic today. Some of the stuff that he was doing, he nearly scored an absolutely fantastic goal as well. He had some tricky feet, both feet, and then took a shot with the outside of his foot. The keeper saved it, but unfortunately the rebound was too far away for Marcus Rashford to tuck it in. But then, as I said, the wholesale changes came on the 60th minute mark. The whole team changed. We've seen the likes of Tahith Chong, Mason Greenwood coming onto the pitch, and I was there thinking, this could play into Inter Milan's hands, because we've made a lot of changes now and we're going to be a little bit shaky, a little bit, everyone trying to figure out and find their feet. But despite the fact we were a little bit open at the back when we made those changes, Bailly was fantastic in his covering, fantastic in his working back, and we still managed to keep the pressure on. Manchester United were in control of this game today. Yes, I know Inter Milan may be a little bit shorter into their pre-season, but regardless, the opposition was there and Manchester United played well with the possession. We didn't create enough chances, but I hope and I think that will come as the players get to grips with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's methods and get to grips with what he wants from them tactically. But overall, it was good to see. And then you've got these youngsters coming on. And one of the things, even Daniel James is a potential as well. One of the things about these youngsters is they've got pace, they've got trickery, they've got skills. And if you're a defender on the 70th, 75th minute mark, you don't want to be facing any of these players. And Mason Greenwood is one of them. And like I said with his goal, he showed the composure, the wise head. He was cool, he was calm, and he had the finish. I know people compare him to Robin van Persie, and I think that's unfair, but that goal was exactly like a Van Persie goal. And was it Van Persie against Villa in the 3-0 when we won the league? I think it was, where he kind of showed that composure, rounded the keeper and tucked it away. And that was similar from Mason Greenwood today, with bodies dropping all over the box. So great to see from Mason Greenwood. And look, Romelu Lukaku again was speaking with Inter Milan players and the manager and stuff as the teams left the field. And in training the other day, he was doing the same thing. Romelu Lukaku is off to Inter Milan. I think that's obvious now. The only question is, do we replace him? Do we bring in a striker? Now, I don't mind bringing in a striker that's maybe, 29, 30 years old, a little bit more experienced. He's happy to sit on the bench. He's happy to come off the bench and try and get goals. But I don't want to be signing a striker that's young. I don't want to be signing a striker that's going to expect to start. Because in Martial, in Rashford, in Mason Greenwood, we've got three strikers that, yes, their best years are ahead of them. Yes, they've still got a lot of improvement to do, but they have the potential, and we can't have anyone step in front of their way. Yes, of course, sometimes Martial or Rashford would have to step out wide just to get minutes and get game time. But with them being able to rotate, with them being able to switch, is always giving defenders headache, and it's always giving them an opportunity through on goal. And it's good to see from them. I do think they need to, work at it a little bit, but that will come. That will come, and this is what pre-season's for. And I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is getting something into this team. We haven't seen the final product. We won't see that for a while. You may not see that for 12 months, but what we're seeing is a team that are now pressing, a team that's showing a lot of energy, a team that's showing a willingness to win the ball back immediately. And that's what we want to see. We don't want to see pragmatism. We don't want to see, sideways football. We want to see players that are trying to win the ball back immediately, and it resulted in us winning the ball back in Inter Milan's half an awful lot at the time, and that too is great to see. We saw Diogo Dalot come on in the second half as well. I thought he was fantastic. None of his crosses were accurate, which was a shame, but they were wicked. He was whipping them in low, whipping them in high, and he's another player that can provide competition to the likes of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, to the likes of Luke Shaw on the left-hand side as well. And I thought Aaron Wan-Bissaka was absolutely fantastic today. He's still got a lot to improve on in terms of going forward, but in his recovery, in his defending, he's excellent. Tuanzebe was fantastic today as well. And look, yes, it may be a while till Manchester United are challenging for a league again. We're challenging for the Champions League again, the trophies that we won. But when you look around this side and you look at the likes of Axel Tuanzebe, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Daniel James, Martial, Rashford, Mason Greenwood, Angel Gomez, Tahith Chong, there's a foundation there of young players, young talent that hopefully can be led by the likes of Paul Pogba, can be led by the likes of a Harry Maguire if he comes in, and he can be led by the likes of David De Gea to success at this club. Yes, they need to fulfill that potential. Yes, inconsistencies will come. Yes, they'll play badly sometimes, but we have to accept that, and we have to allow them to iron the mistakes out of their game. But overall, I'm really excited about this team. I'm still got question marks over how well we're going to do this season, and I'm not reacting to, you know, these preseason wins, because you can't tell anything from a preseason win. Inter Milan are at a different stage, Leeds were at a different stage, and Perth Glory just aren't the level of competition that we'll be facing in the Premier League. But we're getting closer to the side that you think you'll see starting against Chelsea, and we're getting closer to these energy levels, the fitness levels, and it looks like the pressing is starting to work with some of these boys. We need that energy in the team. So far so good this preseason. It's been absolutely fantastic out here in Singapore as well. I've really enjoyed my time, and to every single Red that we've bumped into, had a chat with, taken pictures with, whatever, thank you very much, because you've made us feel at home here in Singapore, and I appreciate every single one of you. So guys, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, thank you for tuning in to Full Time Devils. Make sure you're subscribing, commenting, liking and sharing. Get your thoughts in the comments below on pre-season so far, what you've made of it, and let us know what you're thinking in those comments. For now though, we're out of here, but make sure you're keeping it locked, because we've got a vlog coming your way, part 3 of the pre-season tour vlog coming your way very, very soon. For now though, I've been Adam Mckola. This has been Singapore. This has been Manchester United 1 Inter Milan 0. This has been Full Time Devils, and we're out of here.